Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom and Food with clean intermittent fasting and my beloved OMAD. I've got the microphone plugged in, I've got it turned up. Hopefully, you'll all be able to hear me. I, I don't know. Maybe I need a new computer or something. I just don't know. I'm trying to figure it out as I go along. Anyway, hello, welcome. If you're new here, I'm an almost 75-year-old woman who's been practicing clean intermittent fasting and OMAD for a number of years, maybe a decade of adjusting and evolving and whatever. I know that when I began this channel, I did a couple of months of Weight Watchers. I only went to one meeting and then I did it online. And that helped me lose 17 pounds. I still, I think, had 17 to go. I was frustrated. It just stopped. And so I began to do not necessarily clean intermittent fasting, but fasting with the OMAD. And it became my jam. I loved it. It works for me. And so I was still having things in my coffee throughout the hours of the day where I was not eating. So that was fasting with the OMAD, but not clean intermittent fasting. To get to the clean, maybe this is all repeat for so many of you, it was going without anything except black coffee, Sumatra, French, Pike's Roast, Verona, espresso, any of those things. Never, not ever. Things like French vanilla, hazelnut, mocha chocolate, cherry, cherry coffee, any of the things that had notes or even flavors, not notes. Because sometimes when you buy a bag of like French roast, it'll say notes of, and the notes are okay. It's when it's flavored, like French vanilla, hazelnut, mocha, things like that, that you're gonna throw off the clean intermittent fasting part. Also, the same with water. I just drink. Actually, I have a filter. I just got a new Zero Culligan one. The other one died, just became ineffective. This is my third Culligan in the years that I remember having one. So, what is it? $37, $38. The cartridge that you put in it lasts a number of gallons, and they're pricey, but it's worth it because I'm not buying gallons and gallons and gallons of water in plastic jugs that I had to buy waiting for the Zero Culligan to come. Amazon sent a little notification that there was a delay in the shipping delivery. So I had to get some of those gallons of the Poland Springs. And yes, the Zero Culligan is plastic, and I do move it to my glass containers, just in case you were wondering. So that's how that all works. So I begin my day in the morning. I take a couple of medications. So I will have my two purified waters, and I heat them 30 degrees, 30 seconds, excuse me, in the microwave. I don't like cold. My teeth, they're probably, because there's just like I'm having another crown put in tomorrow. So like, yeah, my teeth, my teeth tell the story of my candy liking when I was much, much younger. And I was addicted to candy. I remember babysitting for people, and the treat would be that I'd take those little cherubs to the penny candy store. Maybe you remember those days. And I would buy all this candy in the brown paper bag, and we would go to the playground. And little Sally, my nickname, would sit on the swing with her little charges, and I would eat all the candy. All of that penny candy, and God knows, the fireballs and the Bonomo taffy and the just all of it. It just, I can't believe how addicted to sugar I was. In my youth, I would make brownie batter, never bake it, just eat the batter. Did the same with cake batter, did the same with cans of frosting. Never like really got to the cake part, just like the batter. Spoon it in like it's melted ice cream. I was just addicted, addicted, addicted to anything sugar. And it's funny now, I shop for other people. That's my um, job at the store. Drive up and go, if you're familiar with that, with Albertson family um, stores. And it's amazing to me what people eat. And sometimes it reminds me of me. I wasn't a huge soda person. I remember having this conversation with somebody in the store the other day. I did drink Tab when it first came out, and she said, "Oh, I loved Fresca." And I said, "Oh, I was Tab." And she said, "Oh, not me, just Fresca." And it's like, to the thought of it today. If I'm going to a social situation and I want to look like a grown up, I will have a Canada Dry ginger ale. That's my cocktail, as it were, where I try to appear normal. Of course, if you know me, you know I'm not. So it's like defeating that, but I will have my ginger ale. Otherwise, no soda. Black coffee, unflavored, and plain water from my Zero Culligan here at home, or sometimes a Fancy Nancy's San Pellegrino or Mountain Valley. So those, it's really all the liquid that I put in my body. Right before I eat, however, like at the break, the the introduction to my OMAD, I will have 1 cup of strong coffee with light cream and real sugar. It just takes care of that. Yeah, I miss that, every now and then. So by having it every day before I break fast and have my OMAD, it just is a nice way for me. It's part of my transition. It's like in the old days when, the person would meet the other person at the door with a martini and the slippers, and then they'd get into their lounging robe, their smoking robe, whatever it was called, and they'd transition from their day job into being at home with that cocktail before dinner. For me, for me now, it's the regular coffee before dinner, and it keeps the sugar cravings a little bit at bay. I'm not somewhere along the line that real bad sugar addiction that I had as a child has lessened and lessened and lessened. I also reintroduced bread back into my diet after being keto for so long, with a little break for carnivore and then back to keto. I did introduce bread and pizza, regular pizza, and I've been, by the way, as an aside, I digress. What else is new? I've been making a pizza. There is a wood-fired 2-pack crust at Whole Foods, and it just seems to suit me. The pizza's not small, and it's not large. It's kind of mama bear. It's just right. And for me, it's a 2-mealer. I use just plain old pasta sauce. I don't get the pizza sauce. And then I add a couple of different cheeses on top: mozzarella, provolone, cheddar. The one that I just had crumbled bacon, had pepperoni, and half of that with my salad was my meal for the last couple of days. It's delicious. It satisfies, and oh, into the uh, into the pasta sauce that I put on the pizza, I add the spices, fennel seeds, oregano, and crushed basil, unless I have a basil tree going, which I don't right now. So, excuse me. Um, so that's what I have with my pizza. Today, I've got my salad, and I bought a bag of organic green beans. So I had steamed those a couple of days ago, so they're cold. So that is the basis of my salad with some Whole Foods organic coleslaw, which I love, crumbled blue cheese, some red leaf lettuce and green leaf lettuce organic, and then some organic red cabbage, chopped red onion. That could be it. And then I add um, a yellow chopped heirloom organic tomato from Whole Foods to the salad. I still love my Braggs. Sometimes I have just macadamia nut oil, especially when I'm having baby butter lettuce by Olivia's with avocado. I love the macadamia. That's like a separate salad, but this is just my utilitarian sort of pizza, sort of salad. And today I'm having my little, it seems to be my summer treat. I have rustic bread, a piece of sourdough like this, and on it I put, first I toast it, and then I add some of the sliced heirloom red tomatoes. So I've got the red tomato and the yellow tomato, the yellow on the salad. So I slice some red, kind of thick, and if I had a burrata, I would put that on it as well, but I don't. God, I love burratas. And then some cheese on top. Same deal. Some mozzarella, couple of some Havarti, and I've got a mild cheddar that I'm working on as well. Kind of melt. Oh, and some pork belly. They had pork belly in the Whole Foods butcher case, and it's like, yes, please. God, I love pork belly. It's really bacon, but it's like, it's not made into bacon yet. So I put slices of that. It's kind of tough. You need a knife and fork definitely for it, or strong teeth. And that is the basis with the tomatoes and then the cheese melted on top. And that's my entree. And it's delicious. I have cottage cheese that I can have for my dessert. I've got a peach and a little bit of pineapple left over. And I bought like a little, thing of pineapple chunks, which I've already gone through, except for a couple. So that and some chopped peach on top of that. Sometimes I get into the Kodiak granola. I love the cookie butter Kodiak granola on top of the cottage cheese with the chopped up fruit. That's my dessert. And then sometimes I have a dessert. Why? Because, once again, I want to. and I kind of can, because everything that I want, I put into the OMAD. And it just seems to suit me. I'm not overeating anymore. I'm not binging, thank God. I'm not snacking. Water, black coffee is it. Get to the OMAD, have the regular coffee and my OMAD, and I'm done, girly. That's it. That's it. The lid goes on. I wash my dishes, do all of that. Then I kind of retire to the living room. Sometimes I'll also have a bag of popcorn if the full isn't there, because it's going to talk to me, and I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So if if I'm not full, if it was, I want to be satisfied and just pleasantly, I've had enough. I'm good for the next 22 and a half, 23 hours. It just works for me. Does it seem or sound high maintenance to you? It's not really. I've been doing it so long that it's my normal, right? You might have a normal the way that you eat too. If you have to cook and eat and go along with the rest of your housemates, your family, your children, your spouse, you might have to adjust. But I just have myself so I can eat when I want to. I'm ready at noon. When I get done with work, right now it's 11 because it's the summer. I start at 5 a.m. But it used to be 6 to 12 until the summer. Then I get home from work. I have my transitional coffee, final touches on the salad, the entree, and then I have my OMAD. And it just continues to work for me. I will always think about food. I will always, play in my head what I'm going to have in the morning as I say my prayer, after my prayers. Prayers first, food later, and plan my meal. And, I always have my little running post-it of things that I need to pick up at the store. I don't do like huge shopping orders anymore because I'm working in a grocery store. So I kind of go home with what I need. On my days off, I do my organic food gathering at Whole Foods. That's what I call it because I love the products that they have there that they don't have at my store, being a vast array of organic produce, which I love. The good culture. They have the 6%. They have the 4%. They have the 2%. And I like all of them for different reasons. The 6%, it's like such a luxury. It's like a homemade ice cream or something. It's just 6%. It's a neon green, container as opposed to the darker blue and the light blue for the 2%. And I love that 6. And I got me a pint of that 6% good culture. It's the only brand I'm really comfortable buying. It looks like chemical bombs when you read some of the yogurts and cottage cheeses that are out there touting no preservatives, no artificial ingredients, and it's like I don't know what you're calling artificial with none of it, but I'm reading the back of your label and it's looking pretty bad. So if they don't have good culture, then I guess I would get probably a plain organic yogurt or something like that. But because I do my good culture rounds, we sell the 2%, and it's usually in stock in the little 5-ounce and also the 16-ounce tub. So I know that I can usually get that. But I aim for the 4 and the 6 often because they always said, and it's been less processed if it's got all that fat in it, right? So I kind of like it. It's more satiating, of course. And so that's just how I do it. And I love to shop for food. I love to go into Whole Foods and just explore their fruits and vegetables. And I'm kind of the same when it comes to fruits, but it's the veggies. I love to have organic red leaf and organic green leaf on hand. I love Olivia's baby butter lettuce. To me, it's just such a delicacy with the crumbled blue cheese, sliced avocado, and macadamia nut oil. I feel like I'm in a fine restaurant. It's a $15 lunch salad when I have it, which is probably what they would charge. But I'm making it home. So I get, I can get 3 or 4 of those if I put a little bit of the red leaf lettuce before the organic baby butter lettuce from Olivia's, I can get like 3 or 4 salads out of that baby butter lettuce. It's $3.49. I love it. Along with the red leaf and the green leaf from Whole Foods. And I get my organic cucumbers, they're English ones, at BJ's because two are $3.99 as opposed to being in my store where the organic is one for $4.99. Hello, BJ's, thank you. So I do find the best deal going between Whole Foods and BJ's and my store. And it just all gets done. One of the things that I did on my salad a couple of weeks ago was roasted chickpeas, which I will get back into again. But right now in the summer, I'm just keeping it simple with what I know and love. I want to make that pizza again. They come two to a package. It's in the freezer, so it's good. And because it satisfies me. And I like to be satisfied with my food. I don't want the little Ms. Slick in my ear saying, "You're still hungry. That box of Cheez-Its. Go ahead, you used to." None of that. None of that. I keep it simple. I keep it as clean as I can. And it just continues to work. And here I am. And look how long I talked. Have a happy Friday. I hope you can hear me. And I will see you here on next time. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.